In the heart of Japan, nestled between mountains and the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, lies a nation steeped in history, resilience, and an ever-present sense of vulnerability. This land, with its cherry blossoms and bustling metropolises, holds within its borders tales of ancient prophecies that speak of cataclysm and survival. As the year 2025 approaches, whispers of a tsunami prophecy echo through the streets, mingling with the sounds of everyday life. The Kumano Shrine, a revered site for centuries, is at the center of this narrative, where scrolls penned long ago foretell ominous events that seem to align with the present. The scrolls of Kumano, ancient texts that have survived the ravages of time, speak of natural disasters that would strike the land with a ferocity that leaves no stone unturned. They recount tales of volcanic eruptions that would shake the very foundations of the earth, and marine disturbances that would herald impending doom. As the new year dawned in 2025, the signs began to emerge, casting a shadow over the nation. Mount Sakurajima, a volcano known for its unpredictability, erupted multiple times, sending plumes of ash into the sky and darkening the horizon. The air was thick with the scent of sulfur, a reminder of nature's raw power, and the people of Japan watched with bated breath. Adding to the foreboding atmosphere, reports flooded in of whales washing ashore along the coasts. These majestic creatures, often seen as harbingers of change, had succumbed to some unseen force, their lifeless bodies a grim reminder of the delicate balance between humanity and the natural world. The spiritual community, already on edge, interpreted these events as signs, a divine message warning of a catastrophic flood that could engulf Tokyo Bay. Vivid imagery of a city submerged, its skyscrapers standing as mere monuments beneath the waves, filled the minds of believers and skeptics alike. As the sun prepared to cloak the world in darkness during an impending solar eclipse later that year, the tension in the air grew palpable. The eclipse, a celestial event that had been revered and feared throughout history, was seen by many as the culmination of these ominous signs. In the minds of those who believed in the prophecies, it was a signal that the time of reckoning was near. The year of the snake, according to Japan's zodiac, was upon them, and with it came the terrifying predictions of the infamous prophet Ryotaro. Ryotaro, a figure shrouded in mystery, had made waves in spiritual circles with his writings that painted a harrowing picture of destruction. His prophecies spoke of a great calamity that would befall the nation, a cataclysm triggered by the earth's fury. Ryotaro's predictions were not merely figments of imagination, they were steeped in the rich tapestry of Japan's history, woven with threads of truth and fear. He had foreseen the year 2025 as a pivotal moment, a time when the earth would unleash its wrath in a manner that would alter the course of history. In the wake of his predictions, the spiritual community erupted with fervor. Visions of floods and devastation coursed through gatherings, where individuals shared their dreams and insights. The imagery was haunting, a deluge sweeping through the streets of Tokyo, carrying with it the remnants of lives once lived, the echoes of laughter now silenced beneath the water's surface. These visions resonated deeply, striking a chord with both believers and skeptics, igniting a fire of urgency that refused to be extinguished. Yet, amidst the spiritual fervor, a scientific lens began to scrutinize the unfolding events. The Japan Meteorological Agency, armed with data and seismic models, presented a sobering perspective. Tectonic movements beneath the Earth's crust were being monitored closely, revealing patterns that hinted at the potential for a megathrust earthquake. The experts warned that such an event could trigger a tsunami, a wall of water that could surge towards the coast with devastating speed. Historical records painted a grim picture, reminding the nation of the catastrophic events that had come before, a reminder that the Earth, while beautiful, was also capable of unimaginable destruction. As the year progressed, the juxtaposition of prophecy and science created a palpable tension in the air. The question loomed large: were these ancient prophecies mere coincidence, or were they genuine warnings from a world that had been watching and waiting? The people of Japan found themselves at a crossroads, grappling with the weight of their history and the reality of their present. The balance between fate and science was delicate, and the stakes had never been higher. In the midst of this turmoil, individuals began to reflect on humanity's relationship with nature. The ancient scrolls spoke of reverence for the earth, a call to live in harmony with the forces that shaped their existence. Yet, as cities expanded and technology advanced, that reverence had been overshadowed by a sense of invincibility. The people of Japan had built a society that thrived on progress, often forgetting the lessons of the past. Now, as the signs aligned and the prophecies loomed, a collective awakening began to unfold. Conversations sparked in homes, cafes, and temples. People shared their fears and hopes, their skepticism and faith. The narrative of Judgment Day in 2025 transformed from a distant prophecy into a shared experience, a communal contemplation of what it meant to coexist with the earth. As the solar eclipse approached, the nation held its breath, caught between the allure of the unknown and the weight of its history. The day of the eclipse arrived, casting a surreal glow over the landscape. As the moon obscured the sun, darkness enveloped the land, and the air crackled with anticipation. For some, it was a moment of reflection, a time to meditate on the interconnectedness of life. For others, it was a harbinger of doom, a sign that the time of reckoning was indeed upon them. The streets of Tokyo were filled with a mixture of awe and apprehension as people gathered to witness this celestial event that had captivated humanity for millennia. As the darkness deepened, the whispers of the past grew louder. The ancient scrolls of Kumano, the prophecies of Ryotaro, and the scientific data all converged into a singular moment of reckoning. The eclipse served as both a reminder of nature's power and a call to action. It was a moment that challenged the people of Japan to confront their vulnerabilities, to recognize the fragility of their existence, and to embrace the resilience that had defined their nation for centuries. In the aftermath of the eclipse, the conversations continued. The spiritual community urged individuals to heed the warnings, to prepare for the possibility of disaster while fostering a deeper connection with the earth. The scientific community, too, emphasized the importance of readiness, advocating for infrastructure improvements and disaster preparedness plans. The narrative of Judgment Day transformed into a narrative of resilience, a call to unite in the face of uncertainty, to harness the wisdom of the past while forging a path toward the future. As the months rolled on, the signs continued to unfold. The earth trembled beneath their feet, and the ocean whispered secrets that only the attentive could hear. The people of Japan stood at the precipice of a new reality, one that demanded both introspection and action. The looming question remained. Would they be defined by the prophecies that foretold doom, or would they rise to meet the challenges ahead with courage and determination? In this moment of reflection, the narrative of Japan became one of hope. The ancient scrolls, once seen as harbingers of destruction, transformed into a call for unity and resilience. The people began to understand that while they could not control the forces of nature, they could control their response. They could choose to honor the earth, to protect their communities, and to foster a spirit of collaboration that transcended fear. As 2025 drew nearer, the nation prepared for the unknown. Schools taught children about disaster preparedness, communities held workshops on resilience, and individuals began to plant seeds of change in their hearts. The narrative shifted from one of impending doom to one of proactive engagement, a collective effort to honor the past while embracing the future. In the end, the question of Judgment Day transformed into a question of agency. The people of Japan stood not as passive recipients of fate, but as active participants in their destiny. They understood that while the prophecies might hold a kernel of truth, their response to those prophecies would define their future. The balance between resilience and vulnerability became a guiding principle, a reminder that in the face of uncertainty, humanity had the power to shape its own narrative. As the sun rose on a new day, casting its light over the land, the people of Japan embraced the unknown with open hearts. They understood that the path ahead was fraught with challenges, but they also recognized the strength that lay within their unity. In the face of the tsunami prophecy, they chose to stand together, to honor their history, and to forge a future that celebrated both resilience and vulnerability. The narrative of Japan continued to unfold, a testament to the enduring spirit of a nation that refused to be defined by fear, but rather by hope and determination.